Top 7 reasons why your permanent resident application could be rejected or refused. There has been a large number of rejected applications, particularly with Nigerians, as against what has been obtainable in the past. Nigerian applications are receiving more and more scrutiny lately. Here are some of the reasons why your application could be rejected or refused. Number 1, backing up your reference letters with cash by hand, that is, claiming that your salaries were made in cash. See, visa officers are now very suspicious about salaries being paid in cash these days, and as such, they deny applications. And the solution to this is use a salary account to back up your work experience. This is the most acceptable way. And if you must use the cash at hand or cash by hand option, you should, however, show evidence of cash by hand and its genuineness by A, present a memo from the owner of the company or the account department stating or showing that the company pays by cash. B, submit signed document or a book showing when you receive your salary by cash. You get what I mean? C, show the company's trend and the historical way of salary payments, and it must be stated somewhere that salaries will be paid by cash and not just with you alone. D, get information from others who also receive cash by hand in your organization or from your organization. Let's look at it this way. It is almost practically impossible to believe that your salary, which is around 200k per month, was received by cash. Meanwhile, it is easier to believe with a lower salary, someone with a lower salary. Yeah, of course. Number 2 reason, selecting wrong knock codes for your work experience. Some people even go ahead to copy verbatim the same job description on the IRCC website for these job codes in their reference letters. This can be termed as plagiarism, you know. And solution to this is you should paraphrase your job description to match or use synonyms. Also ensure to get the right knock codes for your experience or for your work experience. Number 3 reason, job experience verification issues. Some people do not even perform these substantial duties and descriptions on their occupational codes. Meanwhile, or why some people do not perform the lead statement of the occupation as well. And this mismatch can lead to rejection. And solution to this is know your lead statement for your occupation. Do not lift information verbatim from the website and claim to be what you are doing exactly, or claiming a job title where your job description says otherwise or something else. For example, you claim to be a manager where your job description isn't a managerial role. That is, your claim of being a manager means you have the capacity to hire and make decisions or certain stakeholder decisions in your organization, in your company. These are some of the things they want to see, that they're actually looking for, that what you claim to do is what you're actually doing or what you stated. And solution to this is your job description must align with the job role you have claimed for. Some Nigerians are working as supervisors and claiming to be managers, you know. Because of that mismatch, the application can be rejected or refused. And number 4 reason, misrepresentation. Hiding or lying about an information that could induce error in terms of getting visa. This is a 5-year ban. An example of misrepresentation is varying information from a previous application and your current application or your current PR application. You see, claiming certain work experience with your application as a visitor and now claiming another while applying as a PR. Another example is not disclosing an information when filling your application. Have you or a member of your family ever been denied visa to Canada or any other country? So, saying no when you have been refused a visa is a misrepresentation, absolute misrepresentation. And note that any member of your family is your direct nuclear family. That means your husband, your wife, and your children. This does not include your parents, your siblings, or extended family. And solution to this is disclosing every information possible when you have not, even when you have not been asked. Number 5 reason, proof of funds. Lodging a bulk money into your account, like putting in a bulk sum of money close to the time of submitting your application, thinking, this will boost my chances. That's not a good practice. And solution to this is don't dump bulk money in your accounts. The source of this money should be shown clearly. Sources should be the account where the money is coming from. It could be through a gift deed or a sale of property, but this must always be shown and declare how this huge source of money came into your account. Gift deed must come from family members to make it more legible and more authentic. And number 6 reason, medical or criminal inadmissibility. Applicants might be rejected due to if their health condition poses a threat to the public health or safety, or puts excessive demand to Canada social services. And having a criminal record such as minor DUI can result in a refusal. So what is the solution to this? Solution is submitting a detailed mitigating plan explaining how you will cover the medical costs privately by yourself. For example, coverage through insurance that you have acquired or a personal fund, so that you don't put a burden on Canadian public system. Or you can even provide an updated medical or criminal record once your condition is certified improved. Number 7 reason, using companies that does not exist. Some people use companies that might have folded up as at the time the application is being reviewed, or a company that doesn't have an online presence. And if a visa officer cannot verify the existence of the company, this can be termed as fraud and ultimate ban, So what is the solution to this particular one? If you notice that the company where you worked had folded up while you are still in the pool, because this can happen and it has happened many times, or if the company does not have an online presence, you can withdraw your application jejely before it is reviewed. Or better still, if a decision has been reached or made on your application, you can seek a judicial review by providing supporting documents to certify or ascertain that you actually worked for this company. Now, let's look at myth versus truth about claiming experience for internship and NYSC, or with experience, even if this is a paid experience. The myth. Several applications have been rejected because they claimed NYSC and housemanship experience. This is false, a lie. The truth, you can claim NYSC experience and housemanship or internship experience as foreign work experience outside Canada for express entry, provided that they were paid experience, full-time, and they fall in the category of skill tier 0, 1, 2, 3. Though this cannot be used for Canadian experience class CEC if they took place in Canada while studying. But they are valid for Federal Skilled Workers Experience, which is FSW, and IRCC confirms this. Now, let me know which of these reasons you or someone you know need help with, and I will do my best to provide you with clarity, and we can brainstorm a way forward together. I will be right there in the comment section waiting for you and answering your questions. Also, watch out for my next interview video on the Canada student route.